Hi, my name is Demetrio Franco, and this is my first vlog for this public speaking class. Guess I'm just going to go down the list of questions. The first one, what stood out to me from watching the videos of the other students? Well, it's very apparent that Professor Davidson has a big impact on his students. They all talk about uh, how much he presses on basically perfection to make sure that all the videos are done properly, the proper attire is used, the proper information is given. At the same time, you don't sit there reading your card the whole time. You really kind of want to engage your audience. So that's something that it was very apparent from all the other students that they really wanted to kind of get that across to any future students that would be taking the class to kind of help them along the way. Um, as far as the syllabus, yeah, it the same difference. The syllabus just kind of goes into it, and of course, Professor Davidson really outlines very specific on the amount of what he expects from you, what is required from you to take this class in order to pass this class. As far as the dress code, make sure the dress code's proper, making sure the lighting's good, making sure the video, the audio's good. Everything has to be. It's kind of like one big working machinery that everything has to go together to make sure that the video it can engage the audience and to make sure you get across any of the proper information that you need to for this class. What the biggest challenge for me in the class is going to be the actual the speaking part. I'm not the best at public speaking, but once I do start going, I kind of start rambling, and I'm going to try not to do that, to stay very specific, to stay very in line and focused on what I'm trying the message I'm trying to convey to the audience. Um, what do I hate about watching speeches? I think the worst thing about watching a speech is whenever somebody, you can tell that they're really not engaged. They really don't want to, uh, you know, paint a picture for the audience. Give you an idea, put you there. And whatever message they're trying to give you, whatever story they're trying to tell you, they're just kind of just like reading the teleprompter, or especially like when you do like the award ceremonies, whenever they just read the teleprompter. I mean, that's kind of irritating. It doesn't feel like it's genuine at that point. um, what makes the what is essential when it makes a tune into a speech, or what makes you tune into a speech, sorry. What makes you tune into a speech is the same difference. It has to be, you have to get the charisma from the speaker. Whoever's giving the video has to engage you, and at the same time sell you with whatever the story they're trying to give you. I think in a lot of cases they just kind of go through the motions instead of really trying to engage, really trying to get your attention, trying to keep your attention. And of course, like on the assignments talk about, just putting your hands down, clasping your arms, and just talking, just in a very monotone voice. You have to really, I think, when it comes to speaking, you have to really kind of go out there and be passionate about what you're talking about, and it'll come through during your speech. It'll come across to the audience. Uh, as far as what do I expect to get out of this class, I think out of this class, just to be a better speaker overall. I do plan on continuing to further my career, and this is why we're taking this class. I'm working on my bachelor's degree, and I would like to do that in order to get, of course, promoted to a higher position, which will entail, of course, me maybe making speeches of some sort at colleges, at different places, to try to get people to come work at where I work at. So I think that might be able to help for me to be able to engage that audience, relay the message, and try to persuade them to come and work for us. Okay. As far as my grade, I think I'll do fairly well in this class. I'll try. I'll give it my best shot. That's for sure. And as far as the COVID crisis, I think that's just something that hits everybody differently. I think I'm from the medical field, so it automatically kind of hits me in a different area, because I see and I can, I know how nasty of an illness this is, and to see other people that really just kind of portray it as a fluke, or something of that nature. It's not that it bothers me, because to each their own, right? But at the same time, they're not being sensitive to everybody else. The people who are compromised, who have heart issues, lung issues, diabetes, different kind of issues that make them more of a target and more prone to the bad part of the illness. Yeah, some people it might not do a whole lot too, but I guess some other people though they might they always inherently forget that they carry that to their loved ones, whether it be their grandmothers, kids, or whoever they are that they go visit, and they don't understand that even though you yourself would probably be okay, they may not. So you carry this illness to them, and I think that's something that really bothers me. As you know, whenever me and my family try to stay home and try to heed all the all the recommendations by the CDC and well, of course the government, and just to stay home and try to stay safe, and to see people just going out acting like it's nothing, and then it's just really hard to swallow that, especially when I see the after effects of people when they're ill, and how they sometimes they don't make it, and that's hard for me to swallow. uh, it hasn't really affected me directly, but some members of my family do have been around it. And I've got a couple that are actually right now in quarantine because their roommates did acquire that at wherever they worked at. It's a difficult situation, and I hope it ends soon and well. But I'm just afraid that it's going to be kind of a long road. And I guess that's all I'd like to say. Thank you for your time.